New year, not at all new me. I'm still the same. Welcome back. I know, it's been a while. It's been a couple of months at least. I think actually before Corona hit. It's right the last time that I talked to any of you guys. Yeah. This whole video today, I literally just wanted to go down, I guess my first job experience, and I'll upload a second one, then finally my third one. And then later on I want to talk about my volunteering experience, because I am now volunteering at the Wildlife World Zoo in Arizona. So it'd be kind of fun. Anyways, let's get to my first job. My first job, I was a cashier and everything else at the 99-cent only store in Glendale, Arizona. That was my first official job. And how I got this job was, I was looking for a job. My dad was very much pressuring me to get a job. He's like, you have to get a job as part of growing up. So me being my naive self, don't let anyone pressure you into getting a job, okay? Seriously, it's the worst thing in the world. Even if it's your parents, tell them no. And I know it's not going to be easy for everyone's parents, because my dad is a very strict man. My dad has not always been a very strict man, but he has a lot of mental issues to go along with that. But my advice to you guys who may start out finding a job early on, like at 14 you can work in the state of Nebraska and Iowa. You can start working at, I believe, 13 in South Dakota. Don't let anyone pressure you into getting a job. I can't state that more serious enough. Being pressured to start doing a job. And so I started complaining to my boyfriend at the time. And my boyfriend's like, why don't you apply with my mom? Where does your mom work? 99-cent only store. So I talked to the mom a little bit. I wanted to get some good grip about what I would be expected to do if I got the job at the 99-cent store. And she's like, well, how about this? I'll get you an interview. Okay. So I wrote down everything, all my personal information on a little 99-cent store slip of paper, you know, before you used to do it online, and I gave it to her. Within the next week I was called back, and I was expected to be there by, I believe it was 11 a.m. Not my normal waking up time. I normally wake up around noon, 1, but also I was in high school at the time where I was expected to wake up at around 6 to pick up my boyfriend, and then we'd both go to school. So it wasn't that big of a deal. I was expected to be there by 11. I got there at 11, and I was like, I am here for my interview. That should have been, okay, I'm old enough by myself to sign everything. You had to be 16 to work here, and everything. There should have been no hesitation, no nothing. However, that is not the case. That was not what happened. This district manager, he told me that my mom had to be there. So, me personally, I don't think anything of it. Someone is telling me to go get my mom, I will go get my mom. And I said, I live about 30 minutes away. Is it possible? Like, it's not going to be just a short drive there and a short drive back. So he said, why don't you come back at 2:30? Okay, I can do that. I grabbed my mom, picked her up, and we both went to the 99-cent store to do this interview, to be there. And it should have been all fine and dandy as I showed up and everything with my mom. She was there. And then the actual manager of the store, not the district manager, was like, why'd you bring your mom? I don't know, the district manager told me to. It's the district manager. He's going to be the one watching over all the stores. He's going to be the one who is going to be, like, taking care of me, per se. But I didn't even need to bring my mom. That was the first red flag at the 99-cent only store. I was 16 at the time. First red flag, having to go back and get my mom. But okay, got hired and everything. Isabel, who is my boyfriend's mom, is now my supervisor. She's going to be the one watching over me. She's going to be the one directing me during the first 90 days on what to do. Okay, cool. I love the mom. She is super nice, super outgoing, super amazing. And for the first couple of months, nothing really happened. It was a good job. It seriously was. The only downside is that I wasn't allowed to scan wine. And of course, me being underage, I'm not allowed to ring up wine or any of that kind of stuff. So I always had to call up the manager, which was the first time that I got yelled at by customers because they're like, why are you not doing this for me? I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. Otherwise I'm gonna get fired and then get in trouble. So deal with me. That's alright. Normal customer stuff. Don't worry about it. And you're afraid to deal with those kind of customers, get something that you can go in the back room for. Such as a stalker position. Someone who is going to be stocking all the product on the shelves. Someone who's going to like be a bagger at your local grocery store. Honestly, you're not going to deal with a lot of mean customers. They're all going to be talking to the cashiers. Because the cashiers is the face of the company. You are not being a bagger. And everyone knows that. You guys are normally the underage ones. Normally the ones who aren't supposed to be cashiering yet. So that is my advice if you don't want to deal with like bitchy customers. Okay? But anyways, continuing on, I guess sidetracked a lot and I have yet to find out how to edit, so this is probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy video. I'm hoping to keep it underneath 15 minutes. Whole company and all that, it was the basic, okay, you can't check out wine and you can't check people's ID because you're not of age, and if you need any help, call the manager. Basic things. And also I wrote down on a receipt all the codes I need to know, and I kept that with me. Every single time I went into work, I kept a receipt, like a blank receipt with everything, like all the codes that I need to know. Like 99 was for balloons. I can tell you that one. Cannot tell you anything else. So I was like, alright, cool. The thing that kind of started going downhill, later that year, I got diagnosed with scoliosis. But I did not know I had scoliosis. Scoliosis, if you don't know, it's a curvature in your back. It's not supposed to be there, and it causes you back pain. For mine is very minor. It doesn't hurt nearly as much, so it's not that big of a deal. But at the time, I did need to sit down. I did need to make sure, because it was the most important time to not do that. I ended up pushing it back. It's still not as bad. It's the only thing that acts up is when I'm playing sports and I can stretch it out easy. I know scoliosis, and I told the 99-cent store, they're like, okay, we'll work with you. They got me a stool. Every time that I came into work, they would be like, okay, bring this up to the front with you. Cool. Nothing bad about that. And then I got diagnosed with vertigo. The 2014, 2015, 2016 years were the worst years of my life, even compared to 2020. I got diagnosed with scoliosis, vertigo, and also like chronic migraines. So that's been fun. I was out of work while they were trying to solve out everything for maybe 4 months. And the only thing that saved me, and I know this, do not tell me that this is not an actual thing, because the managers even told me, they said that if your uncle and your grandfather were not lawyers, you would not be working here. It doesn't really make you feel good. So during the time that I was out of work, there was a lot of things that happened with me and my boyfriend. The guy who got me the job, basically, the son of who got me the job. And there's a lot of issues with there. I won't go into too much detail just because it's a kind of #MeToo moment, and enough sadness in the world right now, and I've dealt with it. It's in the past. So this whole thing happened, and no longer was me and my boyfriend at the time talking. We were exes. But I was still working with the mom, because of course she's my supervisor. She would still be my supervisor. The thing that hurt, like not hurt, but like the thing that was most irritating is during this experience at the 99-cent store, I was being trained to do everything. If you work at the 99-cent store, you are not only a cashier, but you're also a stalker. You're not only a stalker, but you also are a janitor. You're not only just a janitor, you are also helping bags and going to grab carts and everything. You are everything in the store if you are a cashier or a stalker. Which is very unfortunate if you just want to be a cashier. But for your first job, you now know how to do everything, which is great. Time, whenever my ex's mom would say, oh, can you go do this? I would be the first one to do that. I would be like, alright, cool. Do you mind taking over for, like, cashier for me while I do this? And I'll do it quickly and I'll do it good, I promise. And I would. At least, I'm tooting my own horn right here. I would do rather well with organizing, like, the Tupperware. Or going and organizing all the candy. I would be that person to do that. I organize all the, calendars and all the glasses, and it was just because I was asked to do so by this woman, by my supervisor, by Isabel. Okay. And so it wasn't that big of a deal. Me and her never really had anything bad going on. We never had really any beef per se. I was just no longer talking to her son. I was no longer showing up at the house at random hours because of something that very seriously went on. However, it's her son. And do anything wrong in her eyes. And I mean, I understand that. I don't have a child. I don't want a child in the next 30 years. If I'm going to forever not have a child, I'd be okay with that. But she cared about her son. She loved her son. And I could not take that away from her. I was not going to. I was not going to be the person who says, no, your son's terrible. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is because then it goes into my work life. It goes into my work life. This is the thing that made me quit my job at the 99-cent store. When I got back to work and was doing everything once again and making sure everything was up to date, my ex, which was very hard because I got him a computer, a whole computer. Worst decision of my life. Don't buy anyone you know a computer unless if they're going to pay you back for it. Then, even then, like, have them write a contract. I'm not used to talking. Sorry, I know I said 15 minutes, it's now 13 minutes, I know. Anyways, going back to all this, I was talking with Isabel one day, and I was like, hey, do you know if it's possible if I could get my keyboard back? Or if it's possible I could get my desktop back? I just wanted her opinion. And that was my mistake. That was on me. Not on her, that was on me. She said, you are going to have to talk to my son about it. And I said, okay, fair enough. I will never be talking to your son again. But fair enough, I can see where you're coming from. Then the last couple of times that I was working, during my shifts, I would get called into the office, random times. Usually though, it was when I was working as a stalker, or even as a second cashier. If I was not the main cashier that day, I was stalking. Then if they needed help in front, they would call me up. Pretty simple, pretty normal things. My supervisor would bring me into her office, into the main office, to have her talk to her son, to my ex. The one who brought a lot of trauma onto my life, brought a lot of unease and a lot of untrust to my future relationships. It made me not want to have future relationships for the longest time, if that tells you anything. So I specifically remember this one time that I was brought up into the office. It's not the first time. and it was going to definitely be the last time. I was told to get on the phone. It's like, why? And she said, your boyfriend's on the, your ex-boyfriend's on the phone. So I was like, what? I was like, can I do this later? And she's like, no, you're fine. So she put it on speakerphone, and all of a sudden I just heard shouting, yelling on his side. He's like, why are you doing this? Why are you harassing everyone? Why are you telling them all unfair stuff? Me being me, I know a lot of you guys don't know me. I haven't really done a lot of stuff to like get myself noticed. But me being me, I'm like, talking about. I'm nervous, my heart's pumping, my hands are shaking, my like voice is wavering. I'm having almost a panic attack without having a panic attack. I don't want to talk to him. I never want to talk to him again. Still to this day, don't want to talk to him again. I mean, that's what happened is he started yelling at me, and I'm not gonna yell in front of the mom. The mom is, she's not gonna be like, screw you. Yeah, it's not gonna be one of those situations. It's going to be the situation. Anything bad until I get home and away from people. Besides my mom and my friends. I'm gonna talk to them about all that. So when I talked to him and we hung up the phone, I am silent. I have tears running down my face. I don't want to deal with it. And I am just like, can I go home? And Isabel said, sure, you can go home. But you're gonna talk to my son again. No, I don't want to talk to your son again. That was the worst decision of my life. To ever date her son. I talked to other managers about it, and I said, what can we do? I don't want to deal with this anymore. And they said, have you told her no? And I said, yes, I did tell her no. But I am I am myself in that situation. I am not a manager. I am not definitely a key holder. A key holder is who has like the keys to the safe. And I know for a fact that I was not going to get that position because of how many days I did miss and how many like times I did call out and all that kind of fun stuff. I'm 30 minutes away from work. I recently just got done a job where I'm an hour away from work. If I don't feel like driving in that moment, sounds bad, I am going to call out. Because I don't want to risk myself or other people's safety on the road. That is my main thing about it. And so right when I was going through all this is definitely the last time that I talked to him because I didn't want to deal with him. I never want to deal with him again. He holds a very special hatred in my heart still. I know I said I wasn't going to go into details on that relationship, but things happened that I did not consent to. Adult things that I did not consent to. People, especially in this day and age. I did not want to talk to him. And I know I'm just kind of now rambling on and like, but I'm trying to get my point across. And I don't know if I'm doing it properly, but I feel like I am. After this other manager, this guy who was there only for a couple of weeks at most, and he was from the Middle East, and this doesn't normally have a lot to do with my story, okay? I promise. The only thing is that living in Arizona, you kind of figure out like Middle Eastern types of people, Hispanic people, Mexican people. There's like a little bit of a difference sometimes. I know some people are like, it's different, and other people are like, it's the same. But you learn more and more about these cultures, whereas in the Midwest you don't. You know white history. It sounds really bad. I'm sorry. I don't mean for it to sound bad. But like, you know history in the ways in the Midwest. So you know the Indian tribes around you. You know other things. You know farming techniques more than you know the own history of the United States. Always strange to me, but that is the very truth. So, when this Middle Eastern man, his name is Saif, I'm gonna expose him. His name is Saif. He started to sexually harass the women around work, me included. And by harass, I mean he would come up behind me and breathe down my neck. Or he would, and this isn't like metaphorical ways, like he would be watching my every move. He would actually be like right here, breathing down my neck and saying, "What are you doing?" Like in the most creepiest way possible. "What are you doing? What's going on?" It reminds me of a horror movie. That's why I'm finding it so comedic. It's nothing to laugh about, I promise. I deal with pain in laughter. I deal with my own problems in laughter and trying to make light of it. I know it's not the most healthiest situation. I really hope there's no therapist watching because they're gonna be like, "That's super wrong." I know. But this Safe, he got to our place of employment, the 99-cent store, like 2 weeks before back into work, and then was promoted to key holder, who was in charge of the safe. And really, they can check you out from the cash register before you go home for the day. Would do this to not only me, but to my friend and to another girl that I was pretty close with at the time. I'm not going to say their names because they know who they are, and it's not my place to say. But he would do things to promote bad behavior, in a sense. My friend got body wash for down there. She got, can you say that on YouTube? Can you say vaginal? I said vaginal, but I don't know if you can say that. Where that body wash was going, and if she could take pictures to send to him, and he even gave her his phone number in front of me. And I said, "That is disgusting. You need to go away." And he was the one checking us out. He was the one who could only check us out at the time because we are employees. We could easily give ourselves discounts. We can always do it for free, you know, the normal safety stuff. But I confronted my manager of the store. Her name's Nami, yeah. I don't know if she still works for the night. This was a while ago. This is 2021 now. And I worked there 2014, 2015, 2016, like around that area, 2015, 2016 maybe. So I asked Nami, how is he able to do this? Why is he able to harass us? And she said he does not listen to me. Which is where the Middle Eastern part comes in. I don't want to say that I'm stereotyping, okay? This is the main stereotype of men that you hear from the Midwest. Not Midwest, Middle East. He is the type of man that you are going to look at because he's the one that's doing something wrong and it's going to affect all Middle Eastern men. Middle Eastern men, I can promise you, not all of them are like this. I can guarantee you. It's the same with like us as white people. Not all of us are bitchy. Not all of us are gonna pull the Karen. And I hope you guys all know this. So my stereotype of the Middle Eastern man was Safe. This dude, this guy right here. And the day that I quit, my mom saw him outside smoking. And she said, "Do you think that it's acceptable for this to happen?" And he said, "I am a man, you are a woman. You can't tell me otherwise." Why can't we tell you otherwise? Why? And there's religious beliefs in that. There's everything else believed in that. So I can't say I will never want to be him, nor will I ever want to meet him again. I really, truly hope he dies somewhere. That is me. When all of this happened with Safe, able to quit, I'm then bombarded by my ex during all this. And he said that I better get my booty over there so we could talk face to face. Otherwise, I'm not going to listen to you. With employment at the 99-cent only store ends, so that's where I'm going to leave that for another day if you guys ever want to hear it. My overall experience at the 99-cent only store, they are a wonderful company to get the standard of working there. They are a wonderful company to get your feet on the ground. Then you can go to different places. And do I think the 99-cent store is an all year, like all lifetime job? No, please don't. Please don't ever be like, you can do better, is what I'm telling you. You can do a whole lot better than that store. It's the same for like grocery stores. There's nothing wrong with grocery store employees or grocery store managers or anyone who stayed their entire lives at the grocery store. I promise. It's just, there's more in life. And a lot of these people who work at grocery stores have done everything else. I'm telling you, as the person who is just starting to work, that there is more than just working as a cashierist. And there's more than just dealing with angry customers. Before you get a new, like before you settle down. That is my advice to you. I think if the 99-cent store, the one that I was at, dealt with everything more appropriately to fire me and was not making me talk to my ex on company time, I think that I would be with them a little bit longer. It's one store, and they are a franchise, much like any other grocery stores. I cannot speak for all the 99-cent stores. I can only tell you my experience. This is a little bit of a disclaimer. Me and myself, I enjoyed my time to a certain extent at the 99-cent only store. A certain extent. It wasn't yay all the time. Actually, hold on. I got you. There's my name tag. You're welcome. I don't think that all the 99-cent stores like that. I've experienced people who really enjoy the 99-cent store. I've experienced people who shop there constantly because they want to work with there, or that they enjoy the place, like the things that they have. Will I ever go back there? No. Do I go there on a daily basis and enjoy the stuff that they have? No. I'm sick and tired of people telling me it's a 99-cent only store, so why is this $1.99? I'm not in charge of prices, good sir. If I was, I would tell you that I will lower it, or that it's a 99-cent only. So, $2.99, 99-cent only. That would be my reasoning. This helps some of you guys. You are working for the company. You are putting in your time for the company to pay you for work that you are doing. I will pay attention to the camera. You giving them your business. They're not giving you their business. They're the ones giving you money for that. If you are not comfortable at a place, please, for your safety, get out of there. if you are not comfortable being in those types of situations, you do not, as a human being, need to put up with it. You, like everyone else, even if you are in a third world country, you are free to have your own opinions and you're free to have your semi-own choices. There's things to go along with that, but you are free to have choices and you are free to think your mind and what you think is good for yourself. With an incident-only story, it was my experience. It was not anyone else's experience that I know of. It was my experience. And I want to clarify that, okay? And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope 2021 is so much better than 2020. I hope we don't lose more famous celebrities. Kobe Bryant, God bless your heart. I hope you are somewhere better than here right now. And I hope the best for all you guys, okay? And if you guys want to hear about my experience at the Friars grocery store, otherwise known as Kroger, let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk about it. If you want to hear my experience that I just quit from December 24th of 2020 at IKEA, let me know. I will also talk about that. And I have all my things to prove that I worked there, in case any of you guys are questioning. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe. There is still a pandemic. I know 2021, you're really excited to get out there, but there is still a pandemic. Mask up if you possibly can. And